Hello, everyone. Did I get it working on the first try?
I'm just here coughing and dying. 1 second.
Okay, that's fine, because there's an echo, I think. So let me figure out.
If you have screen share open, it will be bringing audio in. So if you mute the guest 2.
Let me think. Oh, wait.
1 second. Has that fixed it?
I fixed it. I changed my settings. I have a setting
You
for
fixed
this. Say something again. When you're not coughing, when you're not dying.
Hello. Testing
Yes.
1 2.
Cool.
Sweet.
Got it on the first try. So it's Greggle's father. Wow. Can we change the topic here? Okay, this is not Greggle's actually. Greggle's father. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome, Greg. We are going to be doing a demo of Aitum today. Talking a little bit about it, answering any questions you might have, and most importantly, showing you what it's capable of, because I think that's the most effective way to kind of really describe Aitum in all of its glory. Yeah. So without further ado, I'll leave it to you to tell us a little bit about yourself and what the heck is Aitum?
So first of all, I'm going to communicate in just coughs, apparently, according to my throat. Yes. So for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm a drum streamer and have been on Twitch for the last 5 years. And I come from a background of visual effects. I used to work on films and I worked on various things. Two of the most noteworthy ones being Thor Ragnarok and Paddington Bear. If you've seen either of those, I worked on those films. And I came out of that career into basically running my own business, which unfortunately collapsed. And while I was having to work at a supermarket, I jumped onto Twitch and fell absolutely in love with live streaming and the idea of performing for people. But I've always been really technically minded, and what I wanted to do was achieve something that allowed my chat to really interface with what I was doing. And this was before chat interaction was really a thing. So over the years, I developed like my own setup, shall we say, of about 50 different programs that had to be running simultaneously to allow my chat to what you were having done there, activate an effect or change the camera, etc, etc. And it would break constantly. I was trying to push the technology, make things better than it was, for not just for me but for other streamers. And I would have something break like 4 or 5 times a stream. I was running 3 PCs and they disconnect from each other. Oh yeah, if you're a streamer and you've never had a tech issue, I envy you.
Go buy a lottery ticket if that sounds like you.
And then buy Aitum. But but the thing was, it was getting to the point where I had reached the level that I could push with layering these multiple pieces of random software that I'd found janked together to get my stream to work. And I was streaming on front page with all of this stuff going on and going wrong, and Imp jumped Dust, who you might have seen in chat, and he reached out and he was like, look, I love what you're doing with your stream, but you're obviously having a lot of tech issues. I'm a programmer. Why don't we work together? Now, I had worked with a couple of programmers previously, told them about what I wanted to do, and they'd gone, yep, nope, nah, can't handle it, that's too much. David took one of my ideas of just being able to apply, like, have a MIDI fader, move something across the screen. 20 minutes it took him. So I was like, right, this is something special. So we started working on stuff just for my stream, my interactive moving overlay, color changing effects, all of the stuff I'd had. But David built, that's his real name, David, just built me a simple program that ran in a command window that did all of this for me. And the amount of people who were coming into streaming going, oh my god, how are you doing this? How is it so easy? Why are the channel points turning on and off? Or why? Yeah. How? And we took a step back after a particularly large stream where I'd had a raid and everyone was freaking out about what was going on, the live interactivity. And we were like, we should make this more than just a little thing that's for me. Let's make it something that's accessible to streamers.
Yeah.
So we went around and we looked again at what was out there already. And when we started developing this, there weren't really any other pieces of software like this. You maybe had like Lorien board, but the amount you could do with it was limited, and it was also really, really complicated. And that was the key thing for us. Everything out there took so much time to learn how to do. Now, I'm very technically proficient, and there was a lot of programs out there which would take me a couple of hours of even just fiddling around to be able to do one thing. And we're like, this is not for the average streamer. The average streamer wants to click a go live button, be in front of their audience, play a game. They're not going to want to spend hours and hours and hours just to get, I don't know, the camera to change, the scene to change in OBS.
Yeah, I mean, because among other things, we have so many things to juggle, right? There's like a million things that we have to do as a streamer. There's so many hats you have to wear, and a lot of us, aren't really technically minded. I mean, I know I am not great when it comes to technology, and so we'll have things that we want to do, but we don't know how to do those things, or we don't know how to do them easily, and it can become really overwhelming,
Yeah. Right, okay. I thought it was just my camera feed was blurry because of my internet or something. No. I'd focused my mic on with my camera. Pro streamer.
Wipers. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, now it's clear.
Oh, wow. You can see me. But yeah, the amount you're having to do as a streamer, the worst thing ever is booting up your stream and having to wonder either, what do I have to fix today? Or two, how can I do something advanced out of my skill set? Yeah. And I think that's the key thing. Like you say, we have to do so many things. Learning yet another skill can be so taxing for so many people. So we built Aitum from the ground up to be as easy to use as possible. And we're still improving it. Every day we get suggestions from people on how to make it easier. But our idea is that eventually all you will need to be able to stream is OBS and Aitum. And that's it. We'll provide everything. But we've begun with automation and making what I would class as advanced stuff from the last 3 years. You'll go on YouTube and type in advanced OBS, and it'll be stuff like this. But we've made that easy. And our approach is we've made a stream tool, and we want to progressively improve it to make a stream tool that allows people to take what they see the big streamers doing, who have the money to employ teams, and do it themselves, and raise the bar on Twitch.
I love that.
So the people at the top have to work harder. Like myself, I'm always trying to push the curve. I'm not saying I'm the best on Twitch at this. There are, Sushi Dragon, loads of others who do incredible things. But I wanted to allow everyone to be on the same playing field. And this is what Aitum sprung from. That's where we're going with it. And this is what myself and Dust want to achieve, is every single person who's streaming on the planet just goes, what do I need to stream? OBS Aitum. Yeah. And they will be able to push their interactivity, their ease of streaming, their tech issues, get rid of them and do what they do best, which is entertain, basically. Right.
And I think that's like really important, especially nowadays, because you talk about the bar, and the bar has continually risen over time. Before you could stream directly from your PS4 or just have like a headset mic. I mean, when I first started streaming, my quality was potato. Like, you can't even get away with that anymore, So it's always getting better and better and better. And so having these tools be more accessible is just like, it's so helpful. It's such a relief, and also just allows creators to really express their creativity.
Well, that was you made an incredibly good point. When I started my stream, I had a 720p camera that ran at like 25 FPS and mono audio for a drum stream, and so and I compare Twitch to where Twitch now to where YouTube was in 2012 to 2014, where it went from being acceptable to use a camcorder to record your video, etc., to you have to have a DSLR, you've got to have a good intro and an outro, and your shit together. It's that's the thing. So Twitch is getting, and the tech to make that achievable is becoming more and more accessible. And Aitum is part of that wave of accessibility for higher level technological, use. that's coming out, and we want to ride that wave and be an industry leader. There are a lot of current solutions out there that they provide and have done great things for the last 5-10 years of streaming, but now the landscape's changing, and we want to lead the way into something that will be hopefully like the next 10 years of streaming.
Yeah. So we're talking a lot about it, but let's start showing what Aitum can do. And so if you joined right before this, you'll actually have already seen what the possibilities are, at least some of them, with using channel points to affect the webcam. So, making it black and white, or 8-bit, or swirly. You guys have already been able to play around with that. We also, I know, it's hilarious. We also set up an integration for hype trains. So that's another area that I didn't even realize you could actually connect with, I guess, like integrate a Twitch hype train with something that happens on stream. So if you guys, I'm going to challenge you guys to start a hype train during this segment and see if we can visualize what Mr. Greggles has set up for our demonstration today.
Okay, this is when I hope I put it on the right scene. I swear I did.
It is on this one. I do see it on this one.
That's fine then. I set it up right. So yeah, the interesting thing with hype trains is with Aitum, you can tie the hype train progression, the level change, it starting, it ending, to anything you want. And this is probably actually a brilliant way to start talking about Aitum. Is it's not just predefined things. So we've set up some effects. We've set up a hype train thing. That's, like you said, barely scratching the surface of what's possible, because just that event of changing level can be tied to anything. So on my stream, we have it every time we go up a level, it changes my drum kit sound. And of course, level 5 is all cowbells. My whole drum kit is just all cowbells. But if a streamer has an idea and wants to be creative, the idea is that Aitum makes that idea possible. They can just be like, oh, I want to do this today, and it's done.
Gotcha. So you can set like different effects for different levels of a hype train, is what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, different effects. It could be different sound effects. For example, every time you could have a level up, quite literally, as a sound effect every time you go up a level. And that would take you, what, 4 clicks to do? As long as you have that level up sound.
Nice.
In Aitum, you could do that in just 4 simple clicks. So there's so much possibility, and that is actually probably one of the things we do struggle with Aitum, is showing people what's possible, because a lot of it does have to come from the streamer's imagination.
Yeah.
And we launched back in November, and we've had some incredible creations from our community. We have a streamer called Colin, who has something called 5 minutes of mayhem, or 5 minutes of chaos. I can't remember exactly, but it's just, in that 5 minutes, you can trigger it with a channel point, starts it, it then reveals multiple other channel points, which plays GIFs, sound effects, warps his camera. There's 5 minutes of madness. Sorry, thank you, Dust. And it's just insane to see. And again, that was one of the first things he set up with Aitum, and it took him, I think he said it took him like 10 minutes. Like I say, awesome. I've got some stuff to demo. I've got the stuff that we've set up for your stream. I've actually got here, so I can show everyone how it's made.
Perfect. So we talked about hype train integration. We talked about channel point integration. What about like subs and bits? Are there things that you can tie to when someone subs or when someone cheers?
Let me read you off the list of things you can do with just Twitch. And I say just Twitch because there's a lot. So we have the ability, in Aitum, we have triggers and actions. So obviously anything that you use as a trigger starts the functionality you build in Aitum. So we can have channel point redemptions, follows, subscriptions, gift subscriptions, bits, hype train starting, its percentage, level change, and stopping. We also have the ability to trigger things when you start a poll, a poll's progress goes up or down, or when a poll ends. And we are going to be adding in the future the ability for poll. At the moment, you can have a rule in Aitum that creates a poll for you, a predefined poll. So in the future, and this will be added relatively soon, in the next like month or two, I believe. Don't hold me to that. We're reassessing our timeline at the moment because we've had a lot of suggestions from the community. But you could
we do have
build
the hype train thing up.
Woo! What level are we at now?
It's level 1 right now.
Oh, this is when I've set it up wrong because I was in a rush the other day, but they shouldn't have all come up at the same time. Oh, wait, no, I know what's happened. It's switched round. That was me doing something wrong in OBS. It's probably better then. I will demo how this is meant to go when I show everyone.
All right, let me put you on the spot then, and then show your screen, okay?
Blame Greg. Hashtag blame Greg.
All right, I'm gonna switch to your capture.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. This should work, hopefully. Nice. All right, can you guys see everything, chat?
There's me twice. Oh God, no. But yeah, I'll finish that thought. With polls, we're going to add the ability in the future to have a polls choice. So say you wanted to make a chat D&D, or you know those books you got as a kid, Choose Your Adventure. A chat Choose Your Adventure with you make a load of predefined polls, and whatever chat chooses the outcome could trigger another one.
What?
And that could trigger your visuals in OBS.
That's so
like,
sick.
Right, walk through a wood, and they're like turn left, and it will play the animation to turn left, and next thing you know, you've built a whole interactive storyline for your chat.
That's awesome.
Like, that's the level of things that you could push Aitum to do. You could do that with channel points already. There is a limit on how many channel points you can have in Twitch. I believe it's like 50. But we have I think it was, who was it, David? Who did the adventure style thing. Basically, they had it when someone chose a channel point, it then hid that channel point and put 2 more up as a choice. Then whoever chose that, it hid those ones, and I'll show you the actual hide. In fact, actually, yeah, I'll show you that in here. I realized I'm on screen share. So one thing you can have, you see here, I've got a load of channel points, everyone in chat. And this will be the same for Locos chat. You'll, all of these are here. Now, the problem with this is, if you're on a certain scene and you don't want someone to trigger black and white or swirl or anything like that, before Aitum, you would have to manually go into the Twitch dashboard, open up channel points in your partner or affiliate settings, and then you'd have to turn them off one by one. Oh no. You see here, I've got my intro scene in OBS and my border scene. I've set it up so every time I go to my intro scene, all of my channel points turn off automatically.
Nice.
So if I show this here... Oh, I've actually... Did I hook it up to the... Wrong one, sorry. There. I chose the wrong scene, not the intro scene. It was camera. Can you tell I'm a bit tired today? But yeah, now every time I'm on this camera scene, say you're playing a game and you want to chat to your chat, but you don't want them messing with anything because you're giving a serious message. Yep. Constantly. You know, mods looking at you. So you could go to your, in this case, my camera scene or your talking scene, and it will automatically turn off all your channel points. But if I go back, they all pop back up. And it's instantaneous. They turn it on and off in Twitch.
That's amazing. That's so convenient. Because, like, I mean, there are times...
Someone's on my channel activating my channel points now.
I mean, like, for example, like, during this interview segment, you know, if I didn't want this happening, then I could just turn that off and not have chat mess with my camera in the middle of this. But we're demonstrating how it works, so we need to have it be able to turn on. Yeah.
So, okay, right. Shall I actually give you the rundown of Aitum? I've realized I've jumped in, I've showed a functionality without actually showing everyone it.
Yes.
So, right. This middle window, I'll enlarge it for everyone. This is Aitum. So, what makes Aitum special? First of all, Aitum is currently the only bot software out there like this that runs on Linux, Mac, and Windows, and has a very key feature, which is multi-PC support. What does that mean? It means that streamers are regularly now going to dual PC setups, or in my case, I have 6 PCs. I'm just mental. I want to control all 6 PCs without having to have 6 mice and keyboards. Or, you know, I've got OBS running on multiple PCs, etc. Lots of things going on. With Aitum, you can install it on all of your PCs. As long as they're on the same network, they will then talk to each other. You can control it all from your singular main system. And that could be you have a Mac system talking to a Windows PC, or a Linux, Mac, and Windows.
That's so nice because like some streamers have like their audio settings on one PC and like, you know, their OBS is on a different PC, and getting those to play together can be tricky, you know, especially if you want to like be able to quickly mute or something. Or if you have a Stream Deck, you might only have one Stream Deck that can be used for one PC, but you have things you want to do on the other one too.
Yeah, and with Aitum, you can have Aitum can be triggered from the Stream Deck.
Oh,
but
really?
We recognize, we have a Stream Deck plugin.
Nice.
And you can trigger anything you build in Aitum from the Stream Deck. So say you were wanting to control that game PC from your Stream PC, which has the Stream Deck plugged into it. That's totally fine. As long as Aitum's on both systems, it'll talk to each other and you'll have control.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'll talk you through Aitum as a... Here we have our home tab. We have our community spotlight, which shows and links directly to actual community members, awesome things that they're doing. That's not on our channels, by the way. That goes straight to theirs. We have connections to our Discord and our Stream Deck plugin, and then our changelog. Next tab down is the rules tab. This is where we actually build the functionality. These rules here, these little green things, you can collapse them. You can see all the functionalities. Like here, I'm talking to OBS and Twitch. This is where you build all of that. And these rules are actually the duplicate ones, are the ones that are running your stream now. Then we've got our Twitch integration. We're talking about a lot of channel points. You don't have to go into the Twitch dashboard, as I said. Your channel points are all here. You can create new ones. You can edit the price and the color and everything to do with channel points directly in the software. And then you can also make groups of them. So as you can see here, I've got, 3 channel points on? I've made a group. So I can turn them all on and off. Whoops. With just that group, one button.
Nice.
Or you can automate it. Next, we have our state management tab. Now, this is for maybe the more advanced users in Aitum. But we could use this to make a channel points cost multiply by 2 every time it's used.
Oh, wow.
You could make toggling, or you could make a channel point only have a certain amount of uses per stream.
That's good.
We're going, a lot of the functionality that you can build here, we are going to be making standard actions. So you don't have to actually build it, it's just there. But that's coming in the future. But you can do it right now if you want, if you take a little bit of time to learn that section. And then finally, we have our settings, documentation, etc. And our actual integration. This is where, by the way, you connect multiple PCs. Every time you can just add a new OBS setup and you'd be ready to go.
Nice.
And like I say, it's all connected and all controlled from this one singular space. So yeah, there's a quick overview of like the actual UI, the app, and where things are. I guess, awesome. Is there anything that you or the chat want to ask before I maybe dive into
don't listen to chat.
Something?
Yeah, they don't have good ideas. They had some silly questions earlier. We did get a good question actually asking about Streamlabs integration.
Streamlabs integration is coming. I will leave it to Dust in chat to say when, because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Soon TM.
To put it very bluntly, and to be very transparent, as we are with anybody who works with or uses Aitum, after the whole Streamlabs catastrophe, we held off.
Yeah.
And we held off for essentially seeing what actually happened because, one, we didn't know whether Streamlabs would be around in that capacity for much longer. So we didn't want to spend development time creating something that it could just then disappear. So we spent that time more wisely on other things. Now, obviously, I say stuff has stabilized, but I'm sure we won't get into that fun drama. But now we've gotten to a point where we're assured that there are so many people still using Slobs or Streamlabs desktop now, and we've had people asking for it. Then we're going for it. David says ETA 1.5 months.
Gotcha.
The reason why we can't just throw it out to say like tomorrow is because all of our features go through rigorous testing. We have a beta testing team. We test to the fullest extent that we can. Obviously, bugs show up.
For sure.
Just normally, that's software. But again, the whole idea of ease of use. We don't want people logging on using Aitum and going, why doesn't this work? There's just a not good user experience. And again, someone doesn't want to be in the middle of the stream and something goes wrong.
Right.
We've had our fair share of bugs, but we're very diligent on fixing those. So again, Slobs, it was all to do with that thought process of making sure what we produced was good. And
Gotcha. Okay, so we've got a few more questions popping up that I want to get to, and then we'll demo something and then go back to doing more questions. So Jabber is asking, could it increase in price each time? Like you said, it can go up like 2 times, double the price each time someone uses an integration, but then maybe decrease automatically if it's not used for a certain time, just kind of degrades because of, supply and demand kind of thing.
We haven't got anything to do with time. Oh, wait, actually. Yes, you could. Yes, we could actually build that.
Cool.
That would take a little bit of more advanced use of the state management tab that I talked about. But yes, we could do that. You could set a rule that loops, and every 5 minutes it decreases that channel points cost by 100, for example.
Gotcha.
But every time it's used, it would double. So
Gotcha.
yes, we could do that. You could
That's
have
really
a
cool.
cooldown. You could also, and something I'll show you in a minute, you could have we have the ability when you click that start streaming button in OBS, that can fire off functionality. So I have it, I can't accidentally go live in my pajamas because every time I click the start streaming button, it will go to my intro screen. I mean, I can even demo that now. I'm hooked up to my spare channel. So if I press start streaming,
that's actually really helpful.
if
That's
you
a really
notice,
nice thing.
my mic has disappeared. It's been muted. It's put me on my intro screen, and it's turned off all my channel points just by clicking go live. And you can see I'm live here now.
Yeah.
So if I then go back to like border or camera, my mic's back.
Gotcha. Cool.
So I'm, so you could use that feature to every time you go live, resets the channel points back to the correct price.
Gotcha.
So it's all automated, no manual functionality needed.
Gotcha. We had a question about pricing. People were asking that because there's no US dollar listed for pricing.
Yes. So the reason why we don't yet is just because of our payment provider. We use Stripe. We are looking into in the future PayPal and others. For Europe, we've brought in a couple of other options, but the reason we've priced it at $3.99 is that is the same price as a sub to Twitch in the UK.
Gotcha.
Which should translate to similar to what it would be to sub in the United States in dollars. And again, this is something that everybody's been asking for, and we are working on, is better and easier payment solutions for everybody around the world. But yeah, that's why we priced it that level as well, because everybody's used to the idea of paying for a Twitch sub.
Yeah.
And we realize streamers do not have a massive amount of expendable income, especially when you start. But that sort of $3.99 a month or a Twitch sub every month is something that people can usually, I say usually, not everyone, but usually spare. And it's definitely worth it. The idea of, with Aitum, if you are an affiliate, being able to use the bits and the subs, you can create the functionality that would hopefully make people want to sub, and it's 500 bits, and you've bought Aitum for your month.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For example. And to answer a question which I'm sure would come up is, why are we paid and not free? Most of the tools out there at the moment, Lorien Board, StreamerBot, Firebot, etc., are all free because they're community-driven projects, or they're a project done by one person. That person has no obligation to keep that going. They could walk away from it at any time. Whereas for us, because we run cloud services, we want to get to the point where we have alert capabilities, overlay builders, etc., etc. We need that money to basically get to the point where Dust can be full-time producing this. And to maintain it, we've got to eat, but we've also got to run our cloud services, which is also part of our security system. We don't deal with any data to do with the user. That's all stored on your machine, and having those systems in place is really important for us keeping that level.
For sure.
Sorry, my throat's so bad. So yeah, we hope in the future, if we get enough users, we'd be able to either reduce price or make a free version, but that will be in the far future. We need to get established first, as with anything.
I mean, I don't think you need to even like justify that. Like, I think it's totally affordable, and like for what it does, like you said, like you can easily use this to monetize your stream and create more value for your stream, which will pay for itself and then some. So no, I totally get that. So we had a question from Skomar, who is asking about the polls integration. Could you set up the polls, like, you talked about the choose your own adventure style, but maybe like a bracket system if you wanted to do, March Madness, people love to do brackets. Could you set up something like that with Aitum?
Oh, I think you could, yes. David, correct me if I'm wrong, but that would be possible. When you say that, might just be, in my mind, the only thing I'm not understanding fully is the bracket system. So,
well, I guess like with the poll, you have like 4 options. So the best one goes on, but then you have to do that 4 times, right? And then go in.
You take the data from the previous poll. That will be coming in what we are calling our State Management 2 release, which is, I believe, again, coming out in like 1.5 months or so. That will be coming out around the same time as Slobs.
Gotcha.
So yes, that will be possible very, very soon. That's what we want. The State Management 2 system, by the way, if I refer to that at any other point, is all to do with using data that you've generated from Twitch, Aitum, OBS, or anything like that, and reusing it within the software. So like creating a bracket system, having the winner go on to the next.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So we have a lot of great questions. Feel free to keep them coming. I'll try to make a note of them, but let's demonstrate something. Why don't you demonstrate, like, just show us something cool?
Okay. Let's see. So how about I show everyone how easy it is to set up the effects first. Yeah. Something that everyone's seen work already. So I've got my channel points, and I've got here my black and white effect. I'll show you how that's actually done. So here I've got my camera in OBS, and I've got on it 3 filters, which I've applied. What Aitum does...
Where did you get these filters from? Is that just in OBS? Like you can hit like plus filter?
Yeah, so the black and white one, for example, is built into OBS. Anybody can use this as standard. You go add, apply LUT. Let's just leave it as called apply LUT for now. Click browse, and you've immediately got a load of options. So let's choose posterize. So that's changed the look of my camera in OBS already. I can choose the severity of, etc. So we've built that. That's there. I'm going to turn that filter off. And then we want that to be activated every time someone in chat uses my channel point posterize. So we'll click add rule. We'll call this posterize. I'm going to go in and add a trigger. So this is what activates it, which in this case is anytime someone clicks that channel point, or it could be bits, it will turn that on. So we'll choose channel point redemption. I actually have one called posterize in my own setup, so the channel point's already there. One I made earlier. That's done. All I need to do now is in the action, and then again, action is just what you want to happen when that channel point is clicked, or bits, or subs, or gift. So I'm going to type OBS, because I've got so many devices in here. I'm going to change filter visibility. I'm going to go in here and type camera. So camera 1 is what I want, because I'm choosing the source. Then I'm going to choose the filter, I'll apply LUT. And what I want to do is make that visible every time that's clicked. Now that would make the effect turn on and stay on forever until you manually turn it off. We want that to automatically turn off. So all I'll do is duplicate, same thing, but choose hidden now. And let's say after 10 seconds, click create, and that's it, you're done. So if someone wants to go into my chat, I don't know, David, I'll turn on posterize. When I can find it, there we go. And also, every time something is triggered, you'll watch. If you watch here, the rule will actually light up white. So, there we go. It's been activated.
Nice.
Just activated it, and there you go. Now, in 10 seconds, that will turn itself back off. That's how quick it was. And the other thing as well is, if you wanted that to turn on with, say, 500 bits as well, you don't have to make this rule again. You don't have to be like, right, duplicate and go in and change it. No. That's too awkward. All you need to do is add a second trigger for the same functionality. So we'll do this again. We'll go Twitch, but this time we'll choose bits and we'll say 500 bits. Save.
Gotcha.
Done. Now, if someone puts 500 bits or chooses the channel point, it will activate that.
Gotcha. So basically what you could do is, like, let's say, okay, I'll just use chat's example. They want to put fish only on the screen. I could make that be like, 100,000 channel points or 10,000 bits, or I don't know. Can you do like gifted subs as well?
Yep, we can do gifted subs. Let's add that right now.
Wow.
So we've got Twitch, gift subs. You could choose the gifter if you'd like, or what we'd want here is, say, 5 gift subs.
Gotcha. So anyone. So is that like cumulative, or it's like someone has to drop 5 together, right?
Someone has to drop 5
Gotcha.
together, so it would be the exact amount. And you could, if you wanted more, it's like anything over 5. We don't have that functionality yet, but we are
Gotcha.
State Management 2. You'll be able to be like, okay, anything over this number.
Gotcha. Nice. So now here's a question that I have. What if what if I wanted to make something that only the mods could do? Like, let's say,
right.
Something that is administrative, or just, a special perk for the mods, or even for VIPs.
Okay, so here's a really cool idea. Hey, LDLT Squirrel, how are you doing, mate? Another incredible streamer. But he does a lot of the interactive stuff like I do, and it's, yeah. Need to get you using Aitum. But, so, let's say you've muted your microphone. Classic thing.
Classic.
So, mic unmute, let's call it that. You see here, I've turned off my microphone visibility. It's totally muted. I'm talking in chat. We want, say, 1 or 2 mods to be able to activate that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to create a channel point redemption. I'm going to call this mic. I'm going to put in like brackets mods. I'll give it a cost of 1. I'll choose the background color. I'll click save. Right, that's on now. All I need to do, go in here, choose Twitch, channel point, and then, sorry I'm looking away, it's on the other screen. And then let's choose mic. Now, what I need to do then is put in the person's username. So it has to be capitalized and exact, but I'll use Dust again. And then I would set up the unmuting, which is OBS, change source visibility. It's I'm on border, and I want mic, and I want to make sure it's visible. Create. Yeah. So now, if I choose that channel point, sorry, let me turn off my effects so I can find it. So yeah, look, there's mics
Mm-hmm.
there. My mic is muted. If I choose it, oh, it's asking me to log in. That's just great. Let me choose it in my actual browser. 1 second, show chat.
So now
if-
you put in Dust name, but if you wanted to do all the like, it's just like all the mods could do that, or any mod.
So you would have to, all you'd have to do is you would duplicate this and put in your other mod's name. Like, you know, I could have another mod called Senkins.
Okay, so there's no way to do it just by like a mod only thing.
Not yet. Again,
Okay.
and you're gonna, like I say, you're gonna hear this a lot. State management 2, we're gonna have the ability to choose, say, VIPs or mods
Nice.
or just people in chat. So yeah, currently you'd put in the specific people. You know, you also might have maybe a new mod member on your team who's learning the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, right, okay, you don't get mic privileges yet. You haven't learnt to troll supremely. So you can use that there. But for example, so Dust and Senkins are listed. As you can see here, people are triggering this in my chat.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't turned it on. I'll even try and trigger it. That doesn't work. Dust, would you care to do the honors? There we go. And
So
look, my mic's
everyone
back.
can see it, but they can't. It doesn't do anything, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, obviously, unfortunately, that is something that is just Twitch related. You can't make channel points for specific people. We are going to be building a chat bot in the future to be able to use commands in chat, and obviously at that point you could have mod specific commands that way if you would like.
Gotcha. Actually, that's another question I have. Like, so we talked about bits, subs, tips, but what about like being able to type something in chat? Like either, like you said, do a command, or like let's say you know, there's some sort of integration. Like whenever I go to a certain scene, I write something in chat.
So we don't. That would be classed as chatbot,
Yeah,
which is
okay.
something that we don't have yet.
Gotcha.
Again, this comes down to the idea of everything that we've done has to be really easy to use, and this is something that I myself have been very specific on when we've been discussing chatbots in Aitum. Is everybody currently uses, like, you know, Streamlabs, Stream Elements. There's a MooBot. There's a couple of others, and the chatbots are really quite. I feel they're quite clunky. Not very efficient. It takes people a while to learn how to use them to their fullest extent. So for the chatbot that we're designing, we are bringing it back to the ease of use. Yes, you'll have all the automation features that you have within Aitum, but it will be able to do the basics incredibly easily. So that's why we're taking steps at a time. I mean, we launched in November, and so far our focus has been, you know, taking in the suggestions. But yeah, it says, David just said, so there's a possibility that we can add the ability for streamers to send commands, but that would be it for now. The full chatbot experience comes later. So yeah,
Gotcha.
we could definitely do the writing in chat stuff to a point.
Yeah. Well, because like one of the ideas that I had was, you know, as my mods can be a little trolly sometimes, I want to, now I'm not going to be taken seriously with this filter. I want to be able to have a way where maybe, you know, there's like a command, or if you use a channel point redemption or you cheer X amount of bits, you could time out a mod for like 10 minutes or something. Would that be possible?
That would be possible with the chatbot, yeah, because of timeout functions that would come with that.
Gotcha. Can't wait for that.
Dude, mods are like, that's it. No, we are revoking. Oh shit, we're running away. I love that. Wow.
You know, I was just saying that would be a pretty useful tool. I would love to see that, you know, implemented. Okay.
We can finally fight back as streamers against the mod teams.
Anything else that you want to highlight with Aitum? Show off any of the features or capabilities?
Yes. So there is a lot that Aitum can do. I realize I've just really talked about channel points here, but it's the easiest thing to show off for everybody immediately going, wow, I could use that in my stream today if I bought Aitum within 5 minutes. Obviously, yes, we have the multi-PC. Yes, we have the ability to work on Mac, Windows, and Linux, as I've already said. But we also have the ability to work with various things such as the Elgato keylights. So we have Elgato keylight integration, And we are also bringing in more smart lights very soon. Such as Philips Hue, LifeX, GoV, all of that.
So what kind of things can you do with the lights? Because, you know, I think one thing as a streamer is having to boot all these things up. When I hit going live, you know, I have to turn my lights on and, you know, open Pretzel and start playing music and do all these things. Can Aitum help with that?
Let's build that right now. So let's see. We've got. Let me open this up. So here, I've got OBS. I'll run through everything that Aitum can do really quickly after this. Then sort of like list off the things we can do. But with OBS, we have the ability to say, like I said, every time you click that start streaming or even stop stream, because you could reverse this.
Yes.
I want things to happen. So I've got here, start stream starting. It mutes my mic. It puts me on my intro scene. It turns off all the channel points. Heck, I don't know, turn on, let's turn on just some text, you know, intro text. There we go, make that visible. As well as that, you can see behind me, I've got 2 strip lights. Let's turn those off. Well, no, let me turn those off. Like manually. So I've turned those off now.
Okay.
Let's have these activate every time I go live. So Elgato right LED. I want to change light state. I want to have it go on. By the way, you could even set the lights to change color dependent on what scene you're on in OBS. Like, that's really easy.
Can it do with like different subs and bits then?
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
so you could have 100
nice.
bits, changes it to blue. 5 gift subs, changes it to red. That's super simple. Like, oh my god. I mean, heck, let me quickly show you how to do that now. You know, add new rule. Add Twitch. Subscription. Just a subscription. You know, I don't need anything else in there. I want to do Elgato control room. Oh, you can't see that, so I'll choose the LED left. I want to change color to red.
Nice.
So
now this is Elgato. What about like Philips Hue lights?
So that's what we're adding.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because the reason why I'm saying as well, for anybody who's going, they're saying they're going to add a lot. It's because we're very community driven. When we started and launched Aitum back in November, we said to our community, what do you want to see? What, you know, those initial adopters and users, they were our basis of what people want to use it for. And we then went and wrote our roadmap that you can find on our website from that. So
nice.
Every time we get a suggestion, we work out, you know, can that be added really quickly? Can that be added to the roadmap? Does that need to be scheduled? And we are making sure that we're listening to what people are saying, because, I mean, you said already more than Twitch. I think that's key. We've learned that from Twitch. We need to listen to the people using our software, because they're the people paying for it.
Exactly.
You know, they're the people who are going to guide it into being the biggest, you know, hopefully the biggest stream tool out there, because they use the functionality that they want. But yeah, the only problem with adding lights is we physically have to buy them. You know, we have to have the light to test. So some of them are pretty expensive. Between us, everyone in Aitum currently, we do own quite a few. David has some Philips Hue and the Nanoleafs, but like the GoV, the LifeX, we need to, you know, yeah. Dust's house does. I can vouch, look like a Christmas tree. But anyway, so I've set up the stream, what we were saying, the stream startup.
Yeah.
So every time, I'll list that. Every time I click start streaming in OBS, it will mute my mic, it will go to my intro scene, it will turn off the effects channel points so no one can mess with me. It will go, it will turn on the intro text, which I'm gonna actually add after a bit of a delay, which we can do here, by the way, action delay.
Nice.
And then let's have this happen actually. After 5 seconds, I'll have that light turn on, and then after a following 3 seconds, I'll have that light turn on. Say you wanted an intro sequence. I've created that. I've clicked save. I'm gonna click the start streaming button now, and it'll all work. So start stream. Stream started up. I've gone live.
This is an intro screen. And there's the lights. Amazing. I love that so much. I can already think of, a million things that I can just do with one button. And same thing with closing the stream. Like when you hit the outro, I have to turn off my lights and, put the music back on and, run ads and all this stuff. And so being able to just press one button does all that. Like that's all about saving time as a streamer, right? Like we already have, like we mentioned, there's already so many things for us to juggle. We're all over the place. We're all scatterbrained. So just taking the time, investing some initial time to get this set up, and then you're done, you're good. Like that's golden, right? That's totally worth it. So, okay. So, any last questions that are burning that you guys want to ask?
Shall I quickly, while people running questions, I'll quickly run through everything that Aitum can actually currently talk to. Like real quick, let's go quick fire. So we can talk to Twitch, and we've got all the bits, the subs, the gift subs, the polls, the hype trains, everything. OBS, we can have as triggers, and I will separate these, we can have every time you change your scene, every time you start or stop streaming, every time you turn on and off a filter, and the same with the on and off as a source. We then have MIDI. Now this is really cool because you can turn a piano, in my case, an electronic drum kit. You could turn the Rodecaster Pro has MIDI into little MIDI pots. I don't know if the Go XLR's sampler does MIDI, but say it did. You could turn that into a Stream Deck or triggers. And we have an automatic learning system. So if you have a MIDI device, just click learn, and I've got one here. Press a button. Oh look, it's ready to go.
Nice.
So we've got all of that. Then as actual actions, we've got Aitum internal. Now this is for all the advanced people out there. You can call a web page. You can change a state value. You can have rules trigger other rules. So it's, you could have a rule that turns on your lights, waits 5 seconds, then triggers another rule that turns it off, or so on and so forth. If you wanted to make a loop, but not make a really long rule. Execute shell commands, again, for all the programmers out there. Play sounds. So you can play sound effects directly from in Aitum. You don't have to load them into OBS. You can have a sound effect triggered with bits without having to install the extension below your Twitch.
And that's awesome because they take a cut of that. So
we don't. All of that is your own. So
that's
you can, like Twitch, every time you get a gift subscription, I don't know. God's sake, my mouse has just extended Aitum. 1 second,
It's so long.
So that USB problem I was having the other day?
Yeah.
Sorry everyone, I just extended Aitum up like my other 3 monitors. Which, right, it's but I couldn't reach it because my mouse glitched. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I want to ask before you get back to the
I
list.
opened my Aitum there, not the version for the demo.
Is Aitum super resource intensive?
No. So we designed Aitum to be as lightweight as possible, again, because we know streamers are not streaming on all the time the most powerful things. I tested this on a 4-core i3 with OBS running and a game, which was tanking it, and OBS used 0.1% of its CPU.
That's pretty awesome.
So you can rest assured you are not going to, you're not going to have to worry. Right, anyway, so I had Twitch subscription. Let's change this quickly to Aitum internal, play sound. And then I would be like, right, I just want it every time someone gives me a sub, it'll play elevator music. Done. There you go.
Nice.
Like you say, that's what, no one's taking a cut there. You can, a cut of the bits or the sub.
Yeah.
It's just directly done. And like, what was that? 4 clicks? Something ridiculous. Anyway, let me carry on going through what else we work with. So we've got play all sounds, stop all sounds. That one's useful. We've got all the Elgato lights. Again, if those Elgato lights are turned on and connected to your network, and it's the same network as you'd have to anyway for your PC to talk to the Elgato lights, it will work.
Cool.
They will just automatically show up. We've got OBS. You can again have OBS on multiple PCs. We've got Twitch. So we can disable redemptions, enable redemptions, change prices, change price, disable redemption groups, enable them. You can even start a commercial. So here's a really cool one. You go to your BRB screen, you're like, oh, I'd love to run an ad while I'm on the BRB screen to get rid of pre-rolls. Just set it up automatically.
Nice.
You're like, right, okay, start commercial, and I want 150 seconds every time I go to the BRB screen automatically. Finally, you can create stream markers as well. Say I don't know, you have specific OBS scenes that are for different things. You have perfect example. There's sections where you're doing Twitch news, or the sections where you've got guests on. If you wanted to create a stream marker to say, right, guest came in here, you could have it every time I go to that guest scene, create a stream marker. You can also start and end the polls, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And we also do something that Twitch doesn't. We can give you custom poll durations. So if you want a poll that is 0.1 seconds long, sorry, it's in seconds, not 0. But if you want it 1 second long or like 10,000,
just on for like a week.
There is actually a limit. There you go. It could be 1,000 seconds long, which I'm guessing you could put up to 99999. But you can do that. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Then finally, we've got all the MIDI stuff, so you can send in and out MIDI integrations. We also have OSC, which is a very complicated thing if you're not used to it, but you can use OSC to build your own touchscreen applications, and Aitum can talk directly to it. So you could have a touchscreen that could, you build your own Stream Deck style thing, but on steroids. And then the final thing I'll go through is just everything we do in OBS. So we can change the scene, change filter visibility, change source. Oh yeah, Deadmau5. I'm guessing the artist, the musical artist Deadmau5. He uses Aitum.
That's awesome.
For his production within Unreal Engine and everything, for chat interaction.
Nice.
And we added OSC for him. Again, listening to the community, plus it's Deadmau5. And myself and Dust are big fans of his music. But yeah, we can also mute audio devices, play, restart, stop, next, previous media sources. And then a really cool one, refresh browser sources. So say you start OBS, and I don't know, Stream Elements, sometimes their overlays can be like really awkward, and you need to refresh them. So just every time you start stream, have it refresh all your browser sources in OBS, and you'd be ready to go. But yeah, that's currently everything that we cater for. And with the state management, the amount you can do is unreal. It really is about allowing the streamer's imagination to go wild here. And the more we add, the crazier it's gonna get.
That's incredible. So I will throw one last question. That was from El Dirty Squirrel, who asked, any integration for advanced users, say with JavaScript or C#, like calling APIs?
So first of all, we also do have our own Aitum API, public API. In regards to that, I am going to hand over that question to Dust in the chat, because that is his. Currently, we allow you to execute shell commands, but we don't do anything along those lines. There is a reason for that, is also usability. Most users are never going to use it, but that doesn't mean we should exclude people. Yeah. But it's also, we want to
make sure prioritize based on what most people are going to do.
Yeah, but also it's to do with security, because if in the future we're going to have the ability for people to share rules between each other. I've created something really cool. Here, have my file. And but if someone wrote some malicious code and shared that, there is security risks. Right. So that was one of our big thoughts on that topic. But in the future, we will be addressing that, because we know there are going to be what I class as power users out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's currently, you might be able to get around it with a shell command. Sure. I don't know, actually. That is out of my area of expertise. Like I say, Dust is the one to ask.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's the biggest reason why that's not immediately accessible in the software to begin with.
Gotcha. So now I'm sure there are a million more questions out there about, can I do this? How do I do this? Where should people go to ask questions or make suggestions for new features or get some help with Aitum?
So I'll sort of add a bit to that answer, which is, first of all, we offer a 30-day free trial of Aitum, which you can get by downloading it. And then when you load it up, you immediately have access to our Discord. You also have access to our tutorials and our support, which again is in Discord or our email. The Discord we are watching that like hawks. There is always at least one of us, or at least we attempt to be, having one of us there at all times to solve people's problems. So yes, the Discord is the best place. If you do have a serious issue, or there's something to do with banking or finances, etc., or getting payment issues, then contacting us through our support email is the way to do it. David was timed out for posting a link.
I thought the VIPs could post links. Sorry, Dust. There you go. All right, so if you want to visit the Aitum Discord, Dust is going to drop the link in chat. You can also type !Aitum and visit that link if you want to visit their website. Like Mr. Greggle said, there is a 30-day trial, so go and test it out for free and see if you like it. And then I'm sure you'll see that it is worth the £3.99 a month. So, Mr. Greggles, anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up this segment?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. We launched this back in November, and you know we've got a good community growing, but we really want to make this accessible and the best thing out there for streamers to push their way forward. And you know, just being able to come on here and show it to your amazing community is wonderful, so thank you. And then second is, if anybody is on the fence about Aitum and they did want to say, ask a question of can I do this or anything, and you don't feel like you want to ask it in the Discord, I have Aitum open constantly on my personal stream, and also we will be doing streams on our Aitum Twitch channel, which is Aitum TV, starting bi-weekly as of it will be next week now, because we're going into April. So I will be there bi-weekly, answering people's questions, demoing the new features we have in, testing the beta live. So if anybody does have anything nitty gritty you would like to ask me, those are the two places to do it. And like I say, ask me personally, then you can do that there.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Greggles, thank you so much for this demonstration. I have learned a lot. I'm so excited to like really get in and start using this and making my life a ton easier and just making the stream cooler. So thank you for taking the time. I'm really excited about Aitum, and you know, I'm sure Chad is too. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. And oh, one last thing. I know we're spamming links. We post lots of stuff on our Twitter and TikTok, and again, those are the Twitter is Aitum, I believe Aitum TV, and or Aitum, and then our TikTok is Aitum TV. Not sure if there's an underscore in there, but you'll be able to find us. We've got the same name, obviously, across everything. But yeah, sorry, I thought we're very active on Twitter, so people can message us there as well. So they say we're active on Twitter. I'm active on Twitter. I run the account, so if you're talking to it, you're talking to me. But thank you again for having me on. It really means the world to get to show off what we built, and thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Greggles, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right. Chat, what did you guys think? I mean, my mind is blown, and I already got to see some of this ahead of time. Like, that was so freaking cool. Is Aitum 2525 taken? That was amazing. I love that. I forgot to put the captions back on. Dang it! Might have to set up an integration for that or something. That was freaking awesome, right? I knew you guys would like it. I was like, this is the perfect thing to like just show what it can do and like let you guys be able to test it live, right? So I think we have some amazing ideas for this. Oh gosh, I don't know if I want to listen to your ideas. If you guys did miss anything from today's segment, you know, I'm seeing some questions get asked that were already answered. Dust, Mr. Greggles, feel free to keep answering them if they're coming in chat. That's totally fine. But otherwise, you're going to be able to catch the entire interview on my YouTube channel, and we'll probably be posting some clips on TikTok as well. So, you know, they have their own TikTok. Definitely make sure, you know, if you want to learn more. But if you missed this interview and you want to, I think we did a pretty good job of like comprehensively showing and answering a ton of awesome questions. So definitely make sure to check that out. What's up, Jin? How you doing? That was so cool. Already my brain is like tingling with ideas, and you know, just even the basics of like automating the lights and the ads and switching scenes, and when you start streaming, these things come on and come off. Like, you know, it's just amazing, amazing. So I'm gonna think of him as the superior Greggle because he's like Greggle but with an English accent. Wow, the superior Greggle. Wow. So we do have more to talk about today. We are going to be talking about PlayStation having some new tiers. They've unveiled their paid tiers, so we're going to go over that. We have some news about a Twitch mod love competition. So we're going to talk about that today too. So we still have more to do. So don't go anywhere, chat. I'm going to run to the restroom, take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back in just a sec, and we'll get into our news and chit chat a little bit more, so don't go anywhere.